Hi, my name's Wally, and I'm here to tell you today about my RT-680 drip bucket modification that I made about 3 years ago. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of history on my RT-680 that I bought in July of 2015, and it involves a modification that I made with the drip bucket. As you can see, my drip bucket's gone. It's been gone for probably 3.5 years now, maybe even 4 years, probably because my wife threw it away. But the reason that I come up with this modification is because my wife got upset when I forgot to put the drip bucket on, and the juices and the grease and everything went all over our deck, and she was not a happy camper. So I knew I had to do something to fix this to where it would never happen to me again. So here's what happens. There's a clip that holds your drip bucket on. Your drip bucket sits down here, and if you remember to put it on, it'll hold all your drippings and everything, and then you have to empty it, clean up any mess that's made, and then you're good to go for the next cook. If you fail to put it on, of course, you've got grease and drippings all over your deck, and that's just a no-no at my house. So what I did was I got rid of my drip bucket. Sorry, I don't have a real big drip bucket, but this is what I got rid of. It's gone. And then what I did is I made a modification with this spout here and attached some tubing with some high temperature PVC tubing, vinyl tubing, I guess, and going into a 2-gallon jug. I think it's 2 gallons. So let me show you the parts that are involved to make this into a drainage system that you don't have to worry about, but maybe once, at the very most twice a year. I usually do it, I usually change my jar out in January and in June. And that lasts me for the entire year. And the jar is not even full, so it really could go longer than that. So let me show you some of the parts that I use for that. One of them is a hard plastic jug. I get pretzels in it, Utz pretzels, and I believe that's like I said, it's 1 pound 12 ounces is the number of pretzels it has in it, but I believe this is close to a gallon and a half, maybe even a 2-gallon jug. I built me a platform to set it in, set my jug in here, and I took the top and I drilled a 1.5 inch hole in here, and then went to Lowe's and picked me up some PVC pipe. As you can see here, it's got a lip on it, and I shoved that through here, and then all I do is I screw this onto here like so. And I'll show you some close-ups of the parts here in just a second. The next thing I did is I had to make a part that would fit onto here, and in order to, when I did that, what I first did is I went out to Lowe's and I picked up just a rubberish type large gasket that fit over this. You could probably even use a radiator hose and put a gasket around it, and I used it like that for about 2-3 months. And but I got tired of the gasket. I could see that it was starting to deteriorate over time, just from the heat itself. It wasn't melting. Nothing ever melted. The tube didn't melt. The jar never melted. Just the rubber gasket that I was using started to deteriorate. So what I ended up doing is I went to my father-in-law, who's a fabricator. He builds hot rods and things like that, but he's 78 now, so he no longer does any of that stuff. But I gave him directions on what I wanted, and he made me a part made out of diamond plate metal with a couple of screws here, with a drain hole in it, and a 1-inch spout coming off here. And then I have this tubing, this PVC tubing, and so all I do is I put this in there. Oops, undo those. Push that up like that. Tighten those down, like so. Push that down in there. Now, all my drippings go in here. I have this vented at the top. Thank you, Devin. All the drippings go in here. There's no problem with it melting the jar. There's no problem with it melting the top, the tubing here, or anything else. I've had this exact setup for 3 years. I've changed this jar out in the course of 3 years, probably 6 times total, 5 times maybe. It's worked perfectly every time. I get no leaks. It doesn't get clogged up. I haven't had to flush it or anything in 3.5 years. It works extremely well. I recommend it highly. You could either have somebody manufacture this, or you could take like I said, a radiator hose. It might slip onto this piece up here, and you could run that with a step down maybe into a 1-inch PVC into your jar right there. Anyway, I just wanted to show that to you and let you know that there are alternatives to having a drip bucket on the side of your Rec Tec 680. I would love if Rec Tec could implement this kind of system into their grills, because it really does work well. I've tested it for 3.5 years. So that's all I have to say for now. If you want to make any nasty remarks about my natty lights, you can do that, but I'm retired and that's what I drink. So have a good day. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I explained it well. As I leave, I will take some video of the close-ups of these parts right here. Thanks. See you guys later. Keep smoking.